Hello, my name is Kimberly Harrison, and I am going to share a presentation with you on multi-sensory learning. The eyes, ears, and skin contain sensory receptors which transfer stimuli to the various regions of the brain that allow people to perceive sensory information. Our senses work together, and when used in instruction, it allows for better encoding of the information, thus allowing for improved recall of the information. Multi-sensory learning combines visual, auditory, and kinesthetic tactile approaches. Visual learning. According to the information gathered from mindtools.com, 65% of the population are visual learners. Visual learners prefer to write down notes or directions so they can remember the information easier. Sometimes these types of learners create their own version of shorthand writing that includes letters, symbols, numbers, etc. to represent the information. By using this method of repetition, it reinforces the content and makes for better comprehension. Auditory learning. According to research, 30% of the population are auditory learners. Auditory learners respond by listening to lectures, verbal directions, etc. Auditory learners tend to read out loud to themselves because it helps with understanding the material. According to Doyle, hearing text versus seeing it enhances learning because hearing the text is processed through the verbal information processing channel and causes less overload than given just visually. Some auditory learners verbalize the directions given to them because they can better comprehend when it is put into their own words rather than that of a teacher. According to research, 5% of the population are kinesthetic learners and learn best by doing. Kinesthetic learners have a preference for the physical experience like touching, feeling, holding, and doing. The physical activity helps the brain process the information by associating it with the activity being performed. Doyle mentions a study that compared the recall of information delivered using a single sensory method, like visual, to the recall of information delivered by multisensory methods. He states that if students only read the information presented, then they were able to recall 10% of it. If they only heard the information presented, they recalled 20%. However, if students heard and saw the information, the rate of recall was 50%. It must be said that students who took in new information using the multiple sensory pathways produced 50% more creative solutions to the problems they were given.